Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with one of our favorites, Snort Burnell, DSP Gaming. Content ID, T-Pose, and Dab Emote, Cash Grab. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may or may not know, I'm sure you guys know, I have faith that you guys know, Phil is in quite the predicament. $16,000 needs to be drummed up by April. He was hoping for a $9,000 savior. That didn't pan out. So now Phil has the option of adding some additional emotes to promote people to subscribe to his channel. So in turn, he can get more money. The thing is, and I'm going to only assume that with proposing the T-Pose and the Dab emote doesn't mean anything, so I don't know why he's stressing about that. But the T-Pose emote is obviously a detractor meme. And is Phil really willing to go that far? Ladies and gentlemen, let's paint a small picture very quickly, and then let's get into the video at hand. It's a meme. It doesn't mean anything. It only has as much meaning as the emphasis that you put on it. So Phil, if that's what the fan base wants, and if that will promote them, and if that will push them into going ahead or motivating them, actually, that's the word. If that'll motivate them to sub to you, then by all means. It's any emote, to be honest with you, if it'll get people to sub, should be a good thing. Here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen, and this is where you're going to see where Phil's ego trumps money. Phil's in a pretty bad predicament. We've already spoken about that. But Phil's ego in this semblance of self-image means so much to him that he'll literally cut off financial avenues, no matter how small or how large. He will cut some of those avenues off just so he can go to bed at night thinking that he's a winner, thinking that he's special. You have $16,000 over your head, Phil. At least in taxes. I'm sure you have way more debt than that over your head. Who cares? Seriously, who gives a shit? Collect your money and laugh to the bank. But you can't do that, Phil. You always have to have your arrogance there. Your ego has to always be there. That's why when people throw these sympathy type compliments at you, you suck it up. You need people to validate you. And as I've said before, you were online too long. You should have came in, grabbed your money and left. And done something else. Maybe opened up that Italian restaurant that would have eventually burned down because the workers in the back weren't being treated properly. Whatever. But you stuck around too long. And you made this into what it is. Same thing with MundaneMatt. You stuck around too long. You had a little bit of you had a spark. And you didn't capitalize off of it. And then you dwindled. And the last couple of years have just kind of represented that. And now, our boy MundaneMatt wants the dislike button taken away because he feels like it doesn't promote anything positive. He doesn't feel like it has a use anymore. I will link Memology 101's video about that in the description below because it's so pathetic. It's so funny. Like, people can't have an opinion of you anymore, apparently. Matt says you can have the comment section. He won't take that away from you. But the dislike button needs to go. So basically, like all of MundaneMatt's videos so he can feel special, and then leave your comments down below. And Matt's smart enough, he's smart in DSP, that he knows that he needs the negative comments, or positive, or whatever, because it helps in the algorithm. It is engagement. It continues to push forward. What MundaneMatt doesn't seem to understand, though, is that the thumbs down button is also engagement, buddy boy. It's not that big of a deal, except for the fact that the video in question at the time that I'm recording this has about, I don't know, a couple hundred likes and has something like 1,200 dislikes. That might be a bit of a problem. But we'll let the Quarry King worry about that on his own. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to the task at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dspnews, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Network Productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work. Speaking of which, shout out to Ghostly Wins for the thumbnail in the last video. It was great. Thank you very much, Ghostly Wins. I appreciate that. Here we go.
I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Now, one quick thing I want to address. Something's going on YouTube that's not very good. It's actually a really bad practice that started happening. I guess what has happened is a bunch of YouTube creators have decided to join new networks. If you don't know what I mean, partnership networks, you know, like I used to be with for a long time.
They dropped you. They didn't. When I found out that video.
Apparently, a few of these networks, without the permission of the YouTubers, are content ID claiming videos all over YouTube. For the past 3 days, I've gotten ridiculous amounts of notices that my videos are being claimed. Now I'm thinking, oh, is it Nintendo back to their old selves? No! Nintendo actually has stuck to their word and not content ID claimed anything. Instead, I'm getting, like, Studio 71256. Like, who the fuck is that?
As I've said many times, you know, people will get what's coming to them. It's called karma.
And then you go into it, and you say, oh, this was claimed on behalf of Jacksepticeye. And you're like, what? Why the hell would Jacksepticeye, a YouTuber who pretty much has been around as long as I have, be claiming my fucking Let's Play of a game 5-6 years old? It doesn't make any sense. This morning, I got a ton of them against my Nintendo videos. Donkey Kong Country, Mario Party. I started getting all these claims. I'm like, now, you know, I'm just one guy. FYI, guys, to dispute every claim takes about 3-4 minutes a claim, because you have to go through several different screens. You have to put down an explanation of why you think this is a false claim. So it takes a while to go through these. Now, can you imagine if I'm getting 100 of these a day? Do you really think I have hours a day to do this? No, I don't.
Stop being...
You might not, but you said 3 to 5 minutes. You have to give a description for each one. You couldn't just write out something and then copy paste it, to be honest with you, since they're being all claimed in the same manner. That's the first thing. Second thing, Phil, just like you, to be honest with you, they stuck around with their MCNs a little too long. Or maybe some of their MCNs were like, hey man, you know, we might have to downgrade your deal, so on and so forth. So people are starting to make moves around. That's what happens. Even for the big guys up top who negotiate amazing deals for themselves, or at least they were used to be able to do that, now they have to make moves. As for the whole automatically claiming stuff on the behalf of YouTubers, that shit's been going on for a really long time, and it's always been shitty. It's always been kind of bullshit. I mean, a lot of artists, musical or otherwise, who have some of their artwork or some of their music floating around YouTube, they'll have their, well, they don't, but their MCNs will claim it on their behalves, and they'll be like, whoa, don't do that, you know, it's fine, let it, you know, because they look at it as publicity. It's promotion in a lot of ways, but that's for their own intellectual property. As it pertains to some of these random MCNs and some of these random third parties claiming, you know, whatever and everything, you know, whatever and everything, basically, sorry. I don't know why I repeated that. That's nothing new. That's certainly a very, very old practice. And some people let it slide, some people don't. A lot of people don't. You really shouldn't, to be honest with you. Especially with this whole T-Series thing that's going on right now. It's kind of interesting too. But that's a whole different conspiracy for a whole nother day. I will link another Memology 101 video talking about that down in my description below. And I will also link a James the Lesser video that talks about it briefly. I'll link that down in the description also, so you can check that out. If you guys want to know about this Teespring controversy / conspiracy that's working its way around. So anyway, old practice, no big deal. I'm sure Jacksepticeye will go ahead and get it reversed. Yada yada yada. Let's continue.
Lazy.
It's a nuisance, okay? And what I'm seeing is apparently these fucking networks, these partnership networks on YouTube, just decided willy-nilly to start doing this without the permission of the people who were under their programs. In fact, last night, when I saw I had like 7 or 8 claims from Jacksepticeye, I tweeted the guy, and I'm like, you know, why are you using Content ID? We all know this process doesn't work. This is not a good practice. You gotta stop doing this. And then someone told me, oh no, earlier today, he had publicly stated it wasn't him, that he had joined a new partnership network on YouTube, and apparently they just did it on his behalf without even telling him. So he had to go to them and tell them stop doing it, and now apparently all those claims are going to be reversed. But that's a pain in the ass. Like, what this is telling me is that YouTube is...
Now, first things first, I'm sure that Phil didn't apologize. Second, that just goes to show and kind of tells you where Phil's mindset's at. Because it's kind of like that whole Tabusca situation all those years ago, where he was sitting there, or Toby Turner, where he was mad at him because a commercial he did was landing on his videos, and he negatively reacted to Toby like Toby could do anything about that shit. That he didn't pick to have all of his videos or all of his promotion, his commercials, if you will, or ads to be on Darkside Phil's channel. Why would he do that? There was better options. So same concept. Phil he has no social skills whatsoever. At all. And he has no understanding of business. That's the real thing that this should expose to you, or even illuminate in a lot of ways, is the man has no business acumen at all. He doesn't understand how the business works. Yet he's done this, as he's admitted, for like 10 years. He's been around as long as Jacksepticeye, and yet he doesn't understand how any of this works out. Because when he was under Machinima's boob, he didn't have to do anything. He got his little breast milk every month, and he was fine. He didn't want to do anything else. He didn't want to, put himself into the business. He didn't want to learn how the ins and outs work. He didn't want to communicate with other people and network with other people to find out what they know, which is the whole point of networking in the first place. It's not just meeting people. It's not just collaborations. It's being able to pick other people's brains for a little while, find out what they know about this part of the business, find out what that person knows, find out what that person knows, and bring it all together. Almost like putting a puzzle together. Which I recommend that if you guys aren't doing it, buy yourselves like those 500 to 1,000 piece puzzles. If you want to go higher, you can, and put one and make it like a goal to put 2 of those together each month. Trust me, you'll see the results after you'll probably see the results after the first month, but I've noticed it after the last 2 months or so and whatnot. Your thinking just kind of sharpens a little more. And then if you love puzzles like I do, you know what I'm saying, it's just kind of something to do on the pastime while you're watching Detractor stuff or whatever it is that you like watching in your spare time. But it just shows yet again how inept this guy is. And so now you sit here tweeting Jacksepticeye, and everybody's looking at this idiot like, the fuck's he doing? Shouldn't he be flapping somewhere? Like, what the fuck? This is grown man business. Tell him to sit his ass down. Yet again, Phil making himself look like an idiot out there in the general public. Can't blame Tevin for that one. Can't blame the detractors on that one. Can't blame... Well, he'll always find someone to blame. Probably blame YouTube. But yet again, it's just... Silly, silly pig. Silly, silly pig. It's amazing his parents let him leave the house like that. Really, they did. It's very obvious that he was grossly unprepared when he left home. Well, anyway, let's continue. Dspnews.
Going to become a horrendous mess of everyone trying to claim everyone else's content with automated garbage. We all know the Content ID system does not fucking work on YouTube. We've known it for years. So why now these networks think that they own everything? It doesn't make any fucking sense. None of them have a right to claim anything. No one should be using Content ID because the system is inherently broken and doesn't claim the proper stuff. First of all, Content ID doesn't work because it's not legal. You can't say that because someone uses...
First off, whether it works or not is subjective and whatnot. And sadly, Phil, like assholes like yourself, plenty of people have abused some of the very systems that were put in place to protect creators. You've done it for years. Not just Content ID, but plenty of stuff. Which is one of the reasons why the damn thing don't work now. One of the reasons. Let's continue.
Portion of your content that you own the whole video and advertisement rights to it. That's completely illegal.
That was good.
What you would need to do is actually go to court and hash it out in a court of law what percentage of advertisement rights you should own on said video, not the whole fucking video. So just innately, the auto-match Content ID system on YouTube is illegal and doesn't work, but no one's going to go to court over it, so they just continuously use it for years and years, and it fucks the whole website up, okay? Basically, it's just ridiculous. Like, why are any.
Now here's the thing. Phil's not the only person who cries about that, and I'll get into that into a whole separate video because I've been meaning to do that for like a year now. But let me propose something that has been out there for a very long time. For all of those large content creators who have issues with certain shit or whatnot, why don't you guys just go ahead, because you know you guys are all multimillionaires anyway, why don't you guys go off and purchase some servers and then man the stations for those things for the upkeep and whatnot, which trust me is going to be expensive, and then host your own videos. Has anybody ever really thought about that? If you guys don't like how YouTube's working, a bunch of you guys could put your money together and buy a couple of servers for your own and host your own videos there. Just saying. I'm not saying that that's going to exclude you guys from some of the legal ramifications that may or may not happen, but at least you have a little bit more control over what your situation is because you actually own it. And it's funny how someone like Phil, who had made all that money, someone like Wings, who's made all his money, and this, that, and the third, none of you guys ever thought about saving it. Wings kind of saved it. We'll talk about that next year. I'm going to start putting him into the rotation, at least once a week. We'll see. But I'm going to start putting Wings into the rotation. You could at least try to save it, but more importantly, why don't you guys try to invest in yourselves? Buying a house is considered an investment to an extent, but like I'm talking about something a little bit further, like maybe buying some land, maybe buying stock, things of that sort. Now keep in mind, there's an old video out there, I'm gonna have to find it, where Phil talks about stocks and bonds or fucking he basically called that shit a Ponzi scheme and said it was a scam. Phil's one of those people who basically wants to be broke for the rest of their lives, I guess. But seriously though, the concept of investing, and a lot of YouTubers do it, at least now they do, but a lot of the guys didn't, and those are the ones who complain about money all the time, and it makes you guys wonder. And it also comes back to something I'd heard on the Ralph Retort with Medicare and a couple other guys. If I can find that clip, I'll try to bring it up, where they're like, for the YouTubers who actually make it, right? Sorry, I'm going on a tantrum a little bit, but for those who actually make it, YouTube should have a group of people off to the side that basically is like, hey, you're making all this cash, here's some ways you can invest it. Now, theoretically, ladies and gentlemen, that's nothing that you can't find through a Google search. Just saying. But for some of these young guys who come up, who are like 16, 17, 18, and even up to their mid-20s, who make all this ridiculous amount of money and just spend that shit left and right, maybe, just maybe, some financial advice and investment advice would be a good thing. Who knows? If Phil wasn't such a cuck and was willing to listen to somebody who obviously knows way more than he does, has a lot of experience, a lot of know-how, and actually told him, hey, save your money at least, who knows where Phil could have been at now? Where Wings could have been at now? Where a lot of these guys could have been. But that's what happens when YouTube allowed people to, some people anyway, to make money on their platform, and in some cases make ridiculous amounts of money. They didn't know how to act. They thought it was going to last forever because, you know, they were all inexperienced on how life worked in the first place, and then they crashed and burned. Just my opinion though. Can't wait to hear you guys. Dspnews.
Any networks using this, why are any YouTubers using it? None of it should be used at all, okay? It pretty much angers me, okay? And what I'm hoping is, as someone who's been around for over 10 years on YouTube, who's made more videos than pretty much
now keep in mind, he's angry about a site which is basically just an archive to him, and he's angry about videos that might only catch 20 or 30 views a week. Just keep that in mind. And I'm probably being generous with those numbers.
Single gamer on YouTube.
10 years making gameplay videos on YouTube. In mid-2016, I accidentally streamed myself masturbating.
That now all my videos on a daily basis don't start getting auto-claimed by bullshit. Because, like I told you guys, I just don't have the capability. I'm one man. I don't have the manpower to sit here for hours a day disputing every single false claim and every single false content ID that is complete bullshit. This automated system needs to be turned off. But, of course, YouTube doesn't give a shit. And it's just another reason why the website sucks ass and why I hate YouTube.
Ow! Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? Why'd you just go to bite mommy? Wow. Alright, so you see what pigs can do.
But anyway, I'm just bringing it up because some of you might have seen the tweet that I put out yesterday, and it's a frustrating situation, but at the same time, hopefully it gets nipped in the butt and doesn't become everyone just claims everyone's fucking videos. You know what I mean? So outside of all that, the last thing I want to address, I know there's a lot to talk about on pre-stream today, and I apologize, guys, but there's just a lot. You know, I've been away for a day, and a lot's going on. So I have been presented, okay, with a few emotes that we can use in the stream chat.
It's a cash grab. It's a blatant cash grab.
One is a banhammer emote with my face, rather than, right now we have a generic banhammer emote that's like, has a green troll face. It's not great. It was just a placeholder at one point. And I basically have a much better one with my face with a hammer coming down. It looks a lot better. That's what I'm strongly considering just replacing the old one, because it makes no sense. You know, the old one anyway, it's kind of weird looking. I got two other emotes. One where I'm dabbing, and one where I'm doing a T-pose, apparently.
Yeah, I want to look just like Tevin. It's Tevin's fault.
And the thing is, guys, as you guys know, I'm not a big memer. I'm not. I don't really like memes. I don't really embrace them. I think they're kind of silly and kind of stupid. Although, you know, every once in a while...
Which is ironic, because he's a living meme. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything he does is a fucking meme. And he knows it, but, like, he can't really do anything to change it, because in his own head, in his own world, he believes that's normal. Which is strange, because none of us are normal. You know what I'm saying? I guess if you want to delve deep into it, there's something about all of us that's slightly different, or a quirk. We all have a quirk, or we have something that's slightly off, or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes us unique. But for Phil, and people like Phil who like to use the normal, I'm a normal human being, they think that they're normal. And almost none of them are. All of them are fucking cuckoo in some way, shape, or form. Or all of them are fucking nuts. Which is ironic in a lot of ways too. But it's just a silly thing that he has as it pertains to a meme. Like, him and a lot of other people just can't seem to just laugh at it and move on. Because if you go ahead and get upset about something, especially something small like that, people are going to look at you and be like, well, alright, let's keep poking at it then. Because let's see how far we can make him go with it. This isn't brain surgery. This should be something that he should be able to understand. He's gone through a lot of adversity online, so he should know better. But yet, he lets the smallest shit bother him, and then says that it doesn't, and then gets on pre-stream and rants about it for 20 fucking minutes. Amazing. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. Let's continue.
So if someone wants me to dab or whatever, I'll do it.
I'm a mature adult, and I'm not a children's entertainer. Anything for this, right?
But it's not something that I like, especially when people are derailing the stream, yelling and screaming for me to do these things, when I should just be focusing on a game. You know what I mean? But that being said, I'm also
But how much focus do you really have on the game when you're looking at the chat every 15 seconds? I'm just saying. Like, you never really focused on the game. I can't remember the last time Phil played a game and only focused on it outside of, like, maybe, like, that version of Super Turbo for the Switch. To be honest. Other than that, I don't remember him. I can't remember the last time he was literally dead set on just playing a game and he wouldn't look at the chat, you know what I'm saying, for more than, like, a minute. I just don't remember that. Maybe during his Dark Souls run, when he wasn't being handheld, of course. I don't know. Like I said, he needs the chat. He needs the chat, which is a detractor, because it's confirmed. Just like he needs detractors. It validates his existence. It validates his relevance, if you will. And he can't escape it. Even though he tries to talk it down like it's no big deal. It's the case. Think about it this way for a minute, because I've been pondering this for a little while now. When you think about all of the great detractors who've come before us, I'll just go ahead and start from SOK and I'll work our way down. But you think SOK, Snort Burnell, who's obviously still in the mix. Shouts out to Snort Burnell. And then you have a Secret Life of DSP. Now you got Tevin. He keeps targeting all of these individuals because he needs them. Because if not, why give any of them light? Why put any emphasis on any of them? Why try to take any of their videos down if it doesn't really bother you? Why do this? Why deplatform people? So on and so forth. If it doesn't bother you, if you're above it, if you don't have time for it. You see what I'm saying? He needs detractors. He needs the adversity. He needs the negativity. Because, and he said it in his own words, goddamn, I need to get myself a soundboard, or a virtual soundboard. Someone recommends one, I'll take a look. But when it comes to positivity, he said it himself that when he puts out a positive video, no one watches. When he puts out a negative video, million views. And that's what his life is. That's what his whole the span of his YouTube career, air quotes, is made up of. He can never escape that. That's his reality. Well, besides perpetual failure. But that's what his reality is. And he can never run from that. He can never outdo it. He can never really escape it. If Phil is happy, people don't give a fuck. It's when Phil is pissed off, saying something stupid, or is in his feelings, is when shit gets interesting. Or when he's drinking. Just my opinion, though. Dspnews.
That certain detractor elements love the dab and T-pose because apparently they're memes or something. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't follow that shit, so I don't fucking know anything about it.
He's a piece of crap. He's a lying piece of crap.
But yet you know how much viewership Tevin has, and you know how much money you're making compared to Tevin. Okay.
But, you know, these emotes are here, and I was thinking, gee, if I were to add these emotes to the channel, number one, would it have a positive or negative benefit? You know what I mean? Like, I gotta weigh in balance. I think positively, some people might actually sub just to be able to use them. Whether or not they'll actually be real fans of my content or not, I have no idea. Maybe some people will sub just to use them and then be, yo, dab, T-pose, you know, being negative and spamming the chat or whatever. On the flip side, some people just want new emotes because they feel a lot of the emotes I have are worthless. Like, for example, the Spider-Man emotes are pretty much dead now. There's no reason to have them anymore. The fighting game emotes, no one uses the hands or the fireball. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of emotes here that really are kind of just, not used anymore that I could definitely replace. Okay. So, that being said, you know, I'm kind of on the fence, and best case scenario, I add them, and we actually get a bunch of people who sub because they want to use them, and they want to embrace the meme, as they say. And not to say that I'm against embracing the meme, but the negative here is that the whole chat just becomes people spamming them and asking for dabs and T-poses all the time, instead of focusing on the game.
So if anyone actually wants to talk to me while I play this game, it would be nice. People are talking about Little Pump the Rapper and all kinds of other shit. I have no fucking idea what anyone's talking about. You know, this is a gameplay stream that I like to interact with my viewers, so if anyone wants to like hang out and talk, I'd appreciate that. Rather than me just playing the game by myself and you guys ignoring me. Or else I don't even know why you're in here. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
How miserable of an individual must you be? How lonely of an individual must you be to where small conversations happening in his little Nazi chat is going about, and Phil, who's supposed to be focused on the game, ladies and gentlemen, as he said, is looking down at that over and over again and realizes, well, shit, they're not talking about me. There's not enough Phil in that conversation. Hey, guys, you guys need to stop that bullshit. You guys need to focus on me. And he's done that before. He's gone so far, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, that a couple of times, he's actually, from his phone, he's actually messaged the chat and be like, hey, guys, I'm doing really cool stuff here. You guys really need to focus on me. And they're all like, well, how the hell are you doing really amazing stuff when you're sitting there messaging us? Ban! You see what I'm saying? Like, he's looking for, he's so desperate for interaction, it almost hurts to watch. But yet again, that right there continues to coincide and to validate, essentially, what I had said about he needs detractors. He needs them. He needs them like his cherry juice for his gout. Like his gouty tea, like his lozenges. He needs it. It's like going a day without mother's milk. The nectar of the world gin. Do you see Phil going a week without gin? Do you see him going a month? Do you see him going a year? No. Just saying. Dspnews.
You know, it would be nice.
In which now the moderators have to ban a bunch of subs, which I don't want to do. You see what I mean? Like, it's kind of double-edged sword. There's a possibility of some short-term gain.
Why would you be banning subs in the first place? Why don't you just time them out?
Will there be any long-term
Oh, that's right, because Swaggins is on a power trip and he don't know how to chill. Bitch.
or gain as a positive thing for adding these emotes? I don't know. Or will it just snowball into something negative? I have no idea.
It's gross. It's for this. It's not because They love what they're doing. It's not because for the love of the game or because they're true gamers. It's for this. And this is what it's become. It's not about putting out a quality review. It's not about putting out a quality playthrough or quality stream. It's about making this.
So what I'm honestly thinking of is adding them, but maybe, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm thinking is possibly I will do them. However, what I'm going to do is use them as the tier 2 and tier 3 emotes.
That's disgusting. Oh my god. Ah! Oh! No, that's disgusting. That is really nasty.
If you guys aren't aware, there are different levels of subscription on Twitch. There's the standard subscription, which is $5. There's a tier 2 subscription, which is $10. And there's a tier 3 that's, I think, 20 or 25. I don't even know. But each tier costs more, but I get more out of it. Like, I get more contribution from each higher level tier subscription, so it helps me out more.
Okay, so there's tiers, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys know about that. There's a $5 tier, there's a $10 or $15 tier, and then there's a $25 tier. Oh, I don't even know. You know, once you start getting to that big money, Phil don't understand how none of that works. But he does know that he gets more money. So, yeah, you guys, if you guys want to use these troll tiers, and at least be given some form of ban protection from Swaggins, Empress Swaggins, you guys are going to have to pay more money so I can get more money out of this. Phil, and I say this with with the most respect that I can muster up for you right now. If people really wanted to support you like that, especially as it pertains to subs, they would all be at the higher level. The standard $5 level would be almost irrelevant unless you're gifting it to somebody. Other than that, all of them would be in tier 2, tier 3, or whatever the case may be. You ever thought about that, Phil? You ever thought that maybe you're just not worth that? Maybe, just maybe, you've always pushed for them to cheer and tip and give bits instead of maybe focusing on the levels of subs? Did you ever think that maybe the reason why Patreon is kind of floundering is because you're not pushing it enough? I understand all of that is hard work, Phil. You know, even though you said you've gotten a lot better at multitasking, I understand that's a lot of work. I understand that's a lot to correlate and to coincide with each other and whatnot. Coordinate is what I was actually looking for. But, you know, you're in a really bad situation right now, Phil. You need this money. So trying to push these kind of shitty emotes with the expectation that it's going to get more people to sub to the higher tiers, only for you to get irritated a week or two down the line and start saying, stop spamming that emote, stop spamming that, you know, and go into one of your temper tantrums seems counterintuitive. Hence the reason why, maybe, just maybe, nobody's actually biting on that. Just saying, that could be just detractor logic. Dspnews.
Give me your money. Let the green roll in.
And if you guys aren't aware, the higher level subscriptions basically are never used. Like, no one really does them. And I do have emotes set up for them, and it's like Evil Ryu and Akuma. But most people say they don't like those, they don't use them. Even the people who are tier 2, tier 3 subs don't use them. So what I'm thinking is, okay, really, if we want incentive to get people to sub and use these emotes, they have to do the higher level sub.
In this only for the money? Yes.
But then that will stop the spam, because you're not going to get a bunch of people who want to troll coming in and doing the highest level of sub every month. You know what I mean? Really, it would be the biggest supporters of mine who actually really care about me and my channel's welfare and want to come in and subscribe at a higher level to get access to those better emotes, then they will. But you're just not going to get some guy come in and do a Twitch Prime subscription and then spam the dab emote for 5 days straight. You see what I mean?
So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm completely on the fence. I'm going to think about this, okay?
And I will let you guys know what I determine this week. Obviously, we need people to start subscribing. If you guys have seen here, if you look at the top of the stream, exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. So when I was playing Smash, we got a bunch of new subs. At one point, we were only like 18 subs away from hitting the monthly goal this month. But then I said, guys, if you don't all subscribe quick and hit this sub goal before I go on break on Monday, I guarantee you we're going to have a giant dip in subs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was right. We lost 20 subs.
Celebratory toast. Everyone, if you have a drink, raise your glass with me. Salud.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. I 100% knew every time I go on break, we lose subs here on the channel. And it sucks. You know, I am going to be streaming 9 straight days, but are we going to bring...
So basically, it's your guys' fault that you guys didn't sub because you guys knew I was going on break. And if I've been telling you guys that, oh, the subs are going to dip every time I go on break, so you guys need to help pad this goal up now, so that when we go on break, we can try to balance out. And they didn't do it because they didn't feel that it was worthwhile. And more importantly, who gives a shit? To be honest with you. They're throwing money at you in the form of donations, cheers, and bits anyway. For a sub goal, so you can do what? What is his sub goal, by the way, for this month? It's going to be more self-jaculation. It's going to be another one of those retrospective streams, right? And he's going to allow people to pick. Well, allegedly, he's going to allow people to pick what, you know, what's actually going to be presented this time around. Are anybody really going to go back into what would be considered detractor territory or the negative, toxic bullshit of his life and actually pick the good shit out? No, of course not, because Phil won't let that happen. Phil's going to screen all of those videos just as he did the first time around. So it's not going to be fun. It's going to be boring. It's going to be a whole lot of John and Howard shit, to be honest. If you miss those guys so much, just call them. Hence the reason why the goal failed. Or the goal is going to fail, one of the two, and whatnot, given the time that this video goes out. So what's the point? I don't know. I don't know. It's funny how he keeps pushing onto these, pressuring these people, really. He keeps pushing the emphasis on these people to please support. These people support him, but they don't support him the way he wants them to support him. And then when they just stop supporting altogether, he goes into panic mode like they're in it together. Like, these guys right here are going to lose their houses if Phil loses his house. And that's just not how that works, silly pig. Piggy, piggy, piggy. That's just not how that works. Not at all. More of that detractor logic. Dspnews.
41 subs in 9 days? I don't know. I want to hit this goal. I want to do this retrospective event, guys. It's a really great idea. You guys loved it when I did in September.
No. You said it was one of the best things I'd ever done. And I need to do it again. Milk that fucking gravy train for as much money as you possibly can. Milk and honey, I like to say.
That's why I have this as the sub goal this month, but, you know, I don't know what other incentive there is here, you know, to have you guys subscribe. You know what I mean? You get tons of emotes, you get the cool chat badges, you don't have to see me run ads. That's why I was thinking, gee, maybe adding in these new emotes would be incentive, but I also don't want it to negatively, derail all the streams. So, it's a tough decision.
Give me money, money. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Money, money, money that I gotta spend. Endlessly spend money. It's addictive.
Now, I want you guys to think about that, and I've said this before. The chat is so critical to his self-worth that it is the stream. It is the entertainment. Because everything comes out of there. Those people who don't mind jerking him off to make him feel better. Those people giving him the self-reassurance. Those same people hand-holding him through video games and telling him essentially what to do. So on and so forth. The chat is everything instead of the dumbass playing the video game who's supposed to be entertaining being the focus of the stream. It's the chat. It's the chat. And then he's so scared of what's in the chat, he doesn't even have it playing in his videos. That's hidden. That's just for him. That's all. That's like his own little dirty secret, if you will. That's his own little form of entertainment that's just for him. His own little private show, if you will. And he wonders why, and more importantly, the people who try to defend Phil, they sit there and try to make this argument, oh, it is entertaining, you just got to get used to it. No, it's shit. He streams for 6 or 7 hours. Maybe I'll give that to you. Maybe I won't. And I guarantee you at least half of that, if not 60% of it, is silence. Well, it's him not talking. It's just him making a bunch of noises. It's a bona fide barn over there, to be honest with you. That's really all it comes down to. Let's continue.
And basically, guys, if you want to help me out the most today, and I mean this is very serious, I need your help right now. Yesterday, my bank account almost overdrew. I need your help. Ayúdame, por favor. Es muy importante.
Phil, all the stuff you're saying is not going to help you.
I can't keep constantly, when stuff like this crap happens, I can't constantly have to keep coming back to you guys and saying, help. and I took all the money you guys had been tipping me recently and I transferred it over to the bank account, and it was enough to cover everything, which is good. But I also know I've got a big bill coming due, I think tomorrow, and I don't get paid from Twitch until the 15th. So basically,
okay, so you got a big bill coming in tomorrow, and you can't put a freeze on that bill, or you can't be like, hey, can I split it up, or you can't do any of those things at all. That's not an option. It's just not something that's there that can be done. That can't happen. It's I have to have this money, guys. And the whole thing about him using the overdraft as almost his staples button to get people to get people to really get revved up to help him isn't going to work, Phil. Even for a kid, which most of them are, they don't understand what the fuck overdraft is. Nor do they care. And most of them who have common sense either A, have overdraft protection, or 2, knows exactly how much the overdraft is, or how much it will be. Or just understand the system in general. So you're wasting your time. You're really just wasting your time doing it the way you're doing it. And you're wondering why the support isn't coming in the way you want it to, and sadly, and eventually, the way you're going to need it to. Let's continue. DSP News.
Like 3 days or 4 days left to get through, but I need to hit that payment from Twitch, and right now, it's not looking good. That's your fault. You created the monster, you unleashed the monster, and now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault. That's your fault. You created that business model. You created a flawed business model, and now you're saying there's nothing you could do about it? No, it's your business.
So if you guys tip me, it helps me out the most, because those funds go right to my PayPal, which allows me to then put them right into my bank account and pay these bills until Twitch pays me. Things are really tight and annoying right now.
Tipping has been helping. Tipping is the only reason right now that my bank account didn't get...
Now, what's funny is, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I was looking at some old videos from like 9 months ago, Snort, Burnell, and some Mr. Huff Stuff videos. And he's been pushing the whole thing about tip me, tip me, tip me, all the way back since the middle of last year. He's been putting the emphasis on tip me, tip me, tip me. You know, yeah, he asks for his little bits and cheers and shit because he's a pig, so of course he's going to. But he's really pushed the concept of tip me, tip me, tip me for over a year, and they're still not getting it. Or the number isn't big enough to where Phil can ease back off it. Hence the reason why he keeps putting more and more pressure. I don't know, Phil. It's almost like they're just a bunch of short-term... There's a bunch of narrow-minded and very short attention span children that you just can't seem to reel in. Hence the reason why you have to constantly be repetitive about what you're saying, which must be a hassle. No wonder you don't want to deal with any real adults, because, I mean, that broke Jedi mind trick just is not going to work. I mean, I can understand why you hate the Detractors, Phil. I get it. I really do.
Overdrawn. So, please, guys, if you're going to be supportive today, tipping is the way to go. It helps me the most. Okay, everybody? No, that's not how life works.
T-Dubs cheered. Sorry about the recent drama. I'm a fan, though regardless of how things get twisted, I'm enjoying Super Smash Entertainment. I agree. That's the thing, is like, ultimately, it should only be about the content. It shouldn't be about any of this bullshit that happens and people always trying to make drama.
The Phil drama show every day.
As you noticed, I didn't make any of the shit in this recent thing public or nothing because there's no drama. I don't want this drama to happen. I just want to be fucking playing games and having fun on streams, period. I'm doing my best to do that.
But it's these dumb fucks who constantly bring up more drama and bring it to the forefront. It's not me. Fuck you. You're a liar.
If it was me, we would never talk about this stuff ever. I would love to just keep it all, completely non-existent. It's them who keep doing it on purpose to get attention for themselves. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they actually have any kind of intentions. They just want attention. And that's why they keep doing it. And they get attention for it, which is sad. If people would just grow the fuck up and not pay attention to this stupid negative shit, no one would care. But the problem is these people...
People hound for it. People have this innate desire.
Well, when are you going to take personal responsibility in this equation and start, like, managing your fucking bills? And doing what you have to do to save your house, if that means so goddamn much to you. You're the one out here asking kids, asking people online who most of them don't even have any real responsibility yet, if ever, to sit there and cough up $16,000 so you can stay in your fucking house so you can live life the way you can fucking live it. But you're not willing to work for it. People are calling that out because it needs to be called out. That's why. If you never brought that $16,000 to the forefront, then you would have just taken the normal shit that would have came about, and then that'd have been the end of the day. But you're the one who brought that to the forefront. You're the one who put that out there. And like anything else that you put out, you're going to get some positivity and you're going to get some negativity. It is what it is. And you, being literally a perpetual landfill, is going to draw in some negativity. You should be used to that at this point. You didn't think you were going to ask these kids for 16 grand after the year before asking between 8 to 10 grand and not think there was going to be some backlash, did you? You wouldn't be that stupid, would you? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be a dumb little piggy and do some silly shit like that. That'd make you a moron. I'm reaching.
For drama and attention and seeing, oh my god, the new thing about this and that.
Who gives a fuck? If you are mature, you don't care about that shit. You just get tired and bored. You're like, oh god, come on, something else. I don't care. I just want to watch a fun stream. I want to hear about this stupid shit. And I agree. I'm just same as you guys. I don't want to be fucking constantly trudging through toxic sludge and ridiculous nonsense. And I'm not trying to do that. I certainly don't try to create these situations. It's these shitheads who do.
Silver-tongued talker, right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way.
He's not doing anything to try to clean it up, though, either. Just pointing that out. Just putting that out there.
And hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar. The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better.
So, I agree, and I'm done with it. There's nothing else to address at this point with any of that stuff that's happened recently. We're moving forward for 9 straight days of streams, positive stuff, and that's all I care about. Omnipotent Swag and Cheers says, I don't think there's negative influence with these new emotes. Trolls wouldn't pay $5 just to spam an emote. If they do, then fuck it, more subs and money. No, Swaggins, but they would definitely use Twitch Prime. You see what I mean? Like, a lot of people, you can sign up for Twitch Prime as a trial subscription and get a free month, and then immediately get a Twitch Prime subscription.
Yeah, that's another thing, too, that Snort Burnell is pointing out. He gets paid off the Twitch Primes, whether they're fake or not. Plenty of people do. So him acting like, oh, they're breaking the law, and I'm not going to actually get anything off it anyway, and they're just going to disrupt and derail the chat is bullshit. Yet again. More piggy smoke and mirrors.
Actually, you can sign up for Amazon Prime as a free subscription, because people have done it before. You sign up for the free sub with a new email or whatever, or the free Amazon Prime account with the email, immediately get the free Twitch Prime subscription, and then they'll just start spamming the shit out of it. And I know what you're saying, Swaggins, is, yeah, there's, again, short-term game. I agree there will be some short-term gain, but the last thing we want is, for the next week, all that you see in the chat is people spamming the fucking dab emote or the T-pose emote, because I added them in and they all did that, you know what I mean? That's going to be more work for you as a mod. That's going to be annoying for every single viewer out there who wants to use the chat like they should be using it. You see what I mean? So I don't know if it's worth it.
So now we're doing Swaggins favors, huh? Phil, if Swaggins is gonna, cement himself on the Empress's chair, then, he needs to go ahead and pull his best Joan of Arc and go out there and make shit happen. I'm sorry, but he has to fight for this kingdom if he really wants it. So, put him to work. Just say.
Oh, no. That's my horse, stupid. That's my horse. Oh, my God. He's like, oh, an Arabian. That's better than mine.
It's like a surprise I've made no determination on anything regarding any new emotes. Because like I said, I really feel if I did the dab and T-pose emote and I put them on streams, it would just be everyone just fucking trying to spam that and asking for it all the time. And like I said, maybe I'll get a few new subs based off of it, but short-term gain versus long-term health of the stream, I don't think it's going to help the stream long-term. And then I said, oh, maybe I'll do as tier 2 and tier 3 exclusive subs, so that way we won't get a ton of people just using Amazon Prime to try to get it. We'll get people who are actual honest supporters doing it, right? And that'll be okay. And everyone this morning was like, oh no, we don't want that. We don't want to actually have to spend real money to use those emotes, because we're just trolls who just want to use Twitch Prime to fucking do a fake, fake sub and then just spam the shit out of you.
It was hilarious. As soon as I suggested, oh, let's protect it to stop the spam in the stream chat, immediately everyone who wanted it was like, oh, we don't want it. It was hilarious.
KP said Darkside Phil is an ugly goon.
What we want? Good
Darkside
shit.
Phil is a stupid, cowardly, ugly, jobless, narcissistic, egotistical man-child who begs for people's money just by sitting on his fat
There we
ass,
go.
sucking at video games 24/7
There we
and
go.
will never adapt to a professional level
Listen
in
to this
gaming.
guy.
Do not donate to this loser. He only using your money just to buy fast food, making his fans
Oh, I
use
like
pay for
fast
his
food.
own bills and keeps Moses unearned.
Okay. Now back to the game. I use my money to buy fast food. That's interesting. As you know, fast food is very expensive these days. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Another interesting situation. Sounds to me like a man who's trying to protect his pride from some emotes. Something that really can't hurt him. But he's so self-conscious that he would let something like an emote bother him. A little bit of, I guess, a little bit of reflective history. That's one of the things that ended up getting, was it Bill Burnell and They Call Me Tex? That's what ended up getting them knocked off Twitch. Was the pig roach emote. Well, allegedly. And that was dumb. It was dumb in the fact that it was an emote. It was no big deal. And more, it was the puppet version of Phil. They shouldn't have even... those two guys shouldn't have even been hit for that. It was the puppet version of Phil. Just imagine Phil going to his probation officer, or whoever the fuck that guy is over there that protects Phil's ass, and be like, they made a puppet of me. They made a puppet of me. You gotta take it down. You're really gonna admit that? You're really gonna admit that? But see, what happened was he was scared that that people in his own fan base, the people that he's begging and pleading for money from right now, were going to go over there, subscribe, get access to the emote, and then shoot it over there at Phil. And he couldn't live with that. It's bullshit. That was an absolute bullshit reason to get two guys deplatformed. Seriously. Anyway, what are you going to do? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll just continue to keep this rolling. I should see you guys tomorrow or the day after this video goes out. So, yeah. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys continue to have a good day or a good evening or whatever the case may be. And I'll see you guys for the next broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dspnews. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh, yes, a GTG Network Productions. I am your host, /anchor, GTG, and I am signing off. Have a good day, guys. End the broadcast.
Quiere devorar. Yo quiero comerte como un par de caníbales moviendo esa cintura pa' adelante y pa' atrás. Como si la nebula de todo lo que fumo me convierte en un salvaje que te quiere. Mami, déjate llevar, que es lo que va a pasar en...
Y'all knew what was gonna happen.